this round.
Jing right here alongside the box. Opens up, Paint Shell, trying to hold him at bay.
Oh!
And he does, the grab does manage to come through. That should just about be Jing dead to rights as Mind Freak here in heaven.
Okay.
Taken down suddenly a 3v2.
You've still got the wall as Bane. That's just going to lock something out.
DRX flipping the script. He's going to be looking to try to catch him on the exit here, but the stealth drone ends up coming through, so Freeing just stays tucked. A gun barrel spotted, but nothing that something can do about this at all. Has to clear this out, and now he's the last one standing. All of his bullets committed. 26 remaining in total. Not even a full magazine. The clone into the face. Around the back of the pillar. The push up and Freeing to find it. 12-12. We are going to OT to kick off this best of 5.
Yeah, only beggars on split. Still a thing, Achilleos. It doesn't matter if it's not the closer of a series. It's all right when we have this performance. I mean, Devi in the beginning of this round, really trying to dig deep in that one. The fact that he gets away with 2, kind of ridiculous. But DRX still managing to get through it in the end. We have a reset on the fickle economies. No ecos to come through. Which, I mean, if there even was one, you give Paper Rex a good run at it.
Well, now, no force, no glass cannon, no operators. 3 players here at this A site, really relying and trusting in Bane to be able to hold this for himself. Cut around the side, and Estrella, unanticipated, Jing delivers himself into the mouth of the wolf.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Haunt not revealing anything early enough for Jing to play on the back of the assistance and the information. So the 4 versus 5 now that they're going to have to try and look to convert immediately, scaling up towards mid and through mail, though.
Kralichek's onto 1, stun out with the bite in play. Not able to find the trap there for some added damage. And Mako on the reface ends up getting taken down. Yeah, bringing it now to a 4v4 here is Forsaken as Estrella trying to get cheeky here at Vents. Loses his head, and suddenly the balance has been tipped right back into Paper Rex's hands. Jiggle peek out, the Haunt in the backside, Freeing, trying to reposition and dodge out the reveal, but ends up just getting gunned down. Far too many targets here. Gentleman catching a glimpse onto 1. He's able to collect Mind Freak. Taken out, but now the arrival from behind something. Not gonna go for the knife. Just does him a courtesy. Gets the headshot. Leaves Bane now alone. Paper Rex once again finding themselves here at map point.
Yeah, despite losing the first kill in the round as well, that's pretty much the 4 versus 5 conversion, just dropping 1 more after the fact. You've got layers on layers from them still behind that as well, with a little bit of alert coming up through the A tower side of things. And then a bit of a mid-exploration as well. Something at the tail end of it, just some great little changes to come through from Paper X there. Another timeout though, you're afforded an extra going into OT that DRX are going to exercise here.
Everything in the kitchen sink to try to get this reset. Granted, worth noting again, this is Paper X's map pick.
Yeah.
They'd like to take us here to split, have that rough first half, and now find themselves in overtime on it as well.
Yeah, last time they played it against RRQ, dropping it in the overtime. Just one instance of it, 12-14. This time looking to flip the script. Get the first map in this best of 5. Technically coming from the upper seed, but with a stock standard veto, 1 ban apiece. Do they really have too much of an advantage coming into this one? Talk about looking hot from playing series upon series, looking rested and ready for the final. So far, both of those storylines looking pretty decent to back up the team's performance here.
Well, we're in question now. Paper X close at 14-12, secure their map pick. Do we go a bit deeper here with DRX finding yet another reset? Hyunmin into the corner, jumps back across, gets spotted here on the Jing, and does manage to bait out the paint shells.
Something of note, Devi has brought an Odin to the party.
Oh.
Yep.
Just for some screen spam? Maybe some heaven spam as well.
Bit of ambition at the moment from Paper X, silently creeping up through mid with 3. They can lean wherever they want as Forsaken clears the B garage with
Doesn't go
the
that
Prowler.
deep into garage, though. Could
exactly.
still be some players disconnected back towards Ramen, but now the Haunt over the top should make them feel a little bit more secure in this. So
How much spam?
push through the sewer, ends up coming through. The Odin starting things off as Navi re-swinging, looking for a little bit more, but Bane able to take his head off.
Early flank.
Wall set up here at Screens. Not going to mean too much unless they reposition, because now the double flank is coming in from behind. Estrella about to get jumped. Mako pushes up the top of ramp, is able to find Forsaken, but now is pinched. Swings down a little bit closer, something barrel stuffing, able to find the headshot there as we go in out into a 3v3 with Bane. Playing the close angle here on the left-hand side. It's going to be the wide swing. Something setting up for Jing. Brings position now spotted. Gentleman trying to bail them out, freeing, trying to clutch. 7 bullets remaining. The 1v1 dancing around this one. It's something! Gets a some swing once again. Every single timeout be damned. Paper Rex take the opening map. They take their pick, 14-12.
Oh, just the wide swings to come out from him in that round are absolutely gorgeous. Hadn't seen him deploy them too much, catching the members of DRX off guard. The synergy from Paper X as well in a couple of these moments, just going together, changing the game plan, working a treat, falling over at times as well. But nevertheless, map number 1, the pick of theirs, going their way to start off this grand final.
What the hell? Long wait to get this map underway, to get this series started, but seemingly well worth it. With OT off the rip, I think that is promising quite a bit for the remainder of this one here. They do have Ascent getting ready to come up next, DRX's pick.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta wonder as well for DRX on the back of their timeouts. Excuse me. What was also Paper X coming out with, right? A lot of thrifties, a lot of great game plans. Feels like leveling up when they've got these discussions as well. And we're asking ourselves before this series started, how is Mindfreak going to potentially look in towards it? Didn't have the most stellar performance, but at least he didn't have an abysmal performance in map number 1 and potentially activate a little bit later. So I think in the scheme of things, that's really good for Paper X here if they're still looking to have all their key pieces activated.
It seemed like for the most part there, Mindfreak, I mean, he had a couple clutches as well. He is perfectly suited, and I would imagine that he's got higher ACS than he did in the first map that they played versus XLG. So should be feeling a little bit better about that regard as well. But yeah, for DRX, this one gonna sting a little bit. Not able to find any timeout conversions at all is very uncharacteristic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're going to go back to the drawing board a little bit now in the break to prepare for the second map of Ascent. But here, we'll take a look at a bit of the stats. Jing to top out as the MVP in this one. And when we do see the team affairs in the next one, I mean, they're pretty all close, so...
Yeah, it should be fairly condensed, you would think. Go ahead and get that up on your screens for you. Yeah, Gunman, exact same ACS, 2 additional kills, 3 less deaths. But Jing just finding so many important moments. I mean, that 4K to be able to pick up that very needed pistol to start off the second half. Things like that, and end up netting him that MVP.
Yeah, I mean, so many 4Ks to come through in this series as well, right? Just so many wild and wacky things. The ecos too, but all in all, great team efforts from both sides. No one really falling too far behind. These stats here, pretty comparable.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there were some conversions in there.
Yep.
So it's not just get the first kill and win, but you know, 14 for PRX, 12 for the side of DRX. Shows that how close they were pretty much operating throughout this.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we're going to keep getting these close sort of rounds, these close maps as well, the best of 5 could echo back like we saw in the Game Changers game before. How long is this one going to go?
I don't know. We know how long we want it to go for, but whether or not we get exactly what we wanted, that's going to be another story. DRX, we know that they're capable of bouncing back. This wasn't their map pick. This should be all right. But that Ascent's going to be coming up in a bit, so don't go anywhere, because I think for now we're going to go to a quick little break. Right now. Never mind. There we go.
Two. Hey, left side. Oh, left CTP, left side. Two here. I'll go make pressure mid and go again.
He activates smoke already.
I'll go make pressure. Wait, Dylan. It was 3 guys. They're gonna can you smoke drop them? Okay, ropes now. 3,
Shoot. Go.
3, 2, 1. Button drop side, button drop side.
Wait, shoot. We can go again. I go again.
3, 1 and 3.
Under. Shoot. Yeah, go.
Maybe behind to some. Wait, only one. Come boys. I will scan side guys. I'm gonna smoke CT, okay? Wait, 1 second. Smoking CT now.
Should be one side, guys.
Inside.
One side, Theo, blue bird.
You go pick 1, 2, 3.
Wait, one boys. Careful, Neon could be here. Neon could be close, guys.
Yeah.
One CT deadlock rotating.
I'm planting.
Chill.
Heaven.
I'm flanking you. Don't die.
Go to bottom beam.
Chill, boys. Chill.
I'm for heaven. Amen. I want CT 5.
Heaven dead. Maybe CT.
I think CT.
Let's play. I don't see
Nothing.
Nothing.
Hey, flower pot. Nice.
Wait.
极限操作就用野蛮部落。单盘上分，喝东鹏特饮；组团开黑，喝东鹏特饮；巅峰对决，喝东鹏特饮；累了困了，喝东鹏特饮。
哇塞，我的鼠标怎么那么的上头？没用力就会把全场爆头。我没有键盘自己在玩。我人的手雷穿过剑魔，无人生还。我用键盘打碎了屏幕，哥们儿才不是败者。虽然击杀不到这3个，至少数据颠倒是帅的。我是 bad， 但我 bad 得非常不快乐。是个拼命的 C 位英雄，那你们出门装先买了，连个输了，都是疯了。老周的围场是退散不空抗，执法是要我这种没病的人去跟对立的搞什么进行一个中和。我用物理代表网吧，进入弹跳，飞入框架，不带欠费的网费，当成机器，管我当下，我不懂你的 gay 还有那种活法。
Alrighty, we are back and about to go into map number 2 already. Some absolute cinema in the first map. Only bangers on split. 14-12, Paper X were narrowly able to pick up the victory on their opening map selection. Now we get ready to go to DRX's with Ascent.
Got to have a big reset coming in towards this one as well, because there would be so many moments that DRX thought that they were going to be able to close out that map. I mean, it felt like they were in the lead a lot of times, and Paper X were trailing, trying to catch up with these drifties that start to come through, with the individual moments too. But as soon as you get to the really tail end of it, it felt like it just really shifted into Paper X's direction ever so slightly, and that was just enough for them to get it over the line.
Yeah, not having any kind of conversions of the timeouts. Again, a little bit odd to see here for DRX. So a lot of things that probably need to get tuned up very quickly.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that is going to be the case and what kind of start they're also going to have on Ascent, because you flip back and you look at it versus XLG. It's 7-1 with DRX in the deficit. They were able to go on a massive win streak to close that out, but still, versus a team like Paper X, not going to be able to afford to have that kind of start again.
And not going to probably happen in the grand scheme of things, but we never really know when it comes to this game of Valorant that we love right now. So yeah, I mean, Ascent to come out of the way, and I cast my mind as well to what we actually saw from DRX there, changing their agents going in towards that one, right? Would that play a little bit of factor into how things were played? Potentially, right? But we also saw them change it up going into Ascent last time. So are we going to have the same composition that they've already ran here against Sheila Gaming, or are they going to again change it going in towards Paper X? Because we're talking about teams, you know, wanting to explore just a little bit coming in towards this tournament when you don't have a proper VCT run on the back of this. It's possible.
Yeah, saw them pivot over, going for that Vice Deadlock setup here on that Ascent, and it was very rough around the edges, but then when it started to click, we're like, okay, we kind of see the vision here. We see how this is supposed to be piloted. It just took them so very long to be able to make that happen. But yeah, I mean, it's a curious thing because we continue to see DRX making these changes, and that also makes me think like, okay, well, maybe they just change it back because now they've shown it once. They got the win. Paper X are probably saying, okay, well, we think that they're going to run this, so maybe they go back to the even older composition. It's very hard to say.
And this is the to and fro that we love about this game, and this is why they're highlighting importance on all of the practice and all of the coaches' knowledge and investment and such, you know, all the counter plays and all that jazz. But of course, we want to get in towards this one. We want to see what Ascent is going to look like, and by what we've heard from the crowd so far in map number 1, yeah, best bloody know that they also want just more of the same unexpected scrappy battle.
Well, that they do. Looks like we should be getting that agent selection up here in a moment. Confirm our suspicions. See whether or not DRX are going to be sticking with this composition, or if there's any changes for Paper X for that matter. We're talking about a team that makes changes on this map. They have very much done that historically as well.
Yeah, but to be fair, when they've played in recent history, you've got a player change to consider about as well, right?
I'm talking about even before
going back
that.
Yeah, that's true.
The days of, are they running the Reyna? Are they running a Harbor? What are they going to do?
Yeah, I mean, they've... I'd like to say no. I'd like to just see a similar player agent switch and still keep, you know, the Fade and the KO as your initiators, the Jet, and then the Omen Vice. I think that's starting to have a little bit of a good look for them, and they're warming up to it, despite the score lines that they come out of note, the RRQ game where they kind of got smacked a bit.
Right.
So we'll see.
Taking a gander. Looks like everybody, just getting loaded into the lobby. Now locked in for that Ascent. Get the timer up, get the graphics prepared, flash them on your screen, and then get ready to see this fight unfold. See whether or not Paper X can get themselves set up for a potential big 3-0. I mean, the word upset kind of comes to mind just given the settings, but mostly if it was in 3-0 fashion, I suppose is what I mean.
Yeah. I think it's just upsetting in the fact that everybody probably thinks this is going to go to 4 maps or 5 maps, right? You think that there'd be a lot more weight behind the names and the players that we've seen, the tenure of a lot of them as well. So would it be disappointing if it's a 3-0? I think so. If it's not a 3-0 where we echo the same map that we just had, right? If it's not your 13-11s, your overtimes. Throw that away. Here are the agents to come on through. So it's going to look the same for the DRX score, and for Paper X, slight differences.
Yeah, okay. So it's just going to be a very classic comp here for the side of Paper X.
Yeah, shoveling out the Vice, bringing in the Killjoy. Apart from that, you know, kind of normal, really.
No, obviously, you know, it's Jing back onto the KJ, something that we have seen in the past. We're seeing it a lot more during the off-season, the lead up to kickoff and whatnot, but not as much recently, obviously, because he has been leaning over in towards playing Omen. But with Mindfreak in, you give that man his smokes.
The Joman. Everybody loves the Joman. But yeah, of course, Mindfreak going on to the Omen. That is very common and something that you would expect coming in towards this one. Forsaken as well, opting for the Fade instead of the Sova. That is very common for Paper X too. despite Patman, you know, now coming in and kind of taking that over. So I'm expecting more known things to come through for Paper Rex, I guess you would say, compared to what we just had on Split, with the expectation maybe they still go back on towards that Sky comp, but they change it up. They have to adjust things a lot in the middle of the map, the tail end of the previous map. For DRX, though, they have already played this exact comp. They aren't changing anything going into it. So what are they taking away from their series against XLG? They're great. They're not so great.
Alrighty, well, looks like we are set and ready to go. The timer is ticking down. We'll jump into a set with DRX starting on the attack. See whether or not we can get themselves another pistol win and another dominant first half. This time, though, starting on the attack, Paper Rex electing to go for the defense, and it's pretty much everybody just electing to go defense on their opponent's map picks throughout the duration of this BO5.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot more things known and why they want to pick certain sides with their certain comps that may or may not change for us. But here we go into the pistol round to start it off, and immediate battle in mid, and Paper Rex win that.
That they do in emphatic fashion. In fact, that is going to be Bane tagged down at 26 with Hyunmin dead. Quite the large amount of value found there is Estrella now picked off. Flash into the face. Mako does mention to slide over towards the door, but as he waits for it to shut, Mind Freak gets an angle, and Freeing is now all alone in a 1v5. And the man is Teo himself. He is a god of the ghost. This time, Devi will shut him down.
Yeah, Paper Rex picking up the pistol round quite convincingly. I was looking off yonder as well towards where Estrella was. That is a very common thing on the Vice comps, and a little bit more so in the pistols that I've been seeing. You are just leaving them to kind of set up and waltz into B main a little bit late, so Paper Rex, they've got that kind of recognized. And if they keep on recognizing that that's going to be a thing that